So when you think about the internet, you're probably thinking about Google, social media, maybe some shopping sites, right? Well, what if I told you that all of that, everything you've ever seen online, is just the tip of the iceberg? We're talking about a secret digital world that makes up a staggering 96% of the entire internet. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain.
Now, for this deep dive, we're getting our intel straight from a fantastic source, the book Exploring the Dark Web: Secrets from an Ex-Hacker by Faisal J. We're leaning on some real expertise here to unpack this thing.
Get ready for this number, because it's pretty wild. The internet that you and I use every single day, it accounts for only about 4% of all the content that's actually out there. 4%. We call that the surface web.
That just begs the question, doesn't it? If everything we know and use is just a tiny little slice of the pie, what on earth is hiding in the other 96%? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out. Okay, first things first, we've got to get the names right. You've probably heard deep web and dark web thrown around, maybe even used them interchangeably, but they are not the same thing at all. So let's break down these hidden layers.
You know, the best way to picture it is with this iceberg analogy. That little tip sticking out of the water, that's the surface web. But underneath the water, there's this massive hidden chunk. That's the deep web. And way down in the darkest parts of that is the dark web.
So here's the key difference. The deep web isn't some scary secret place. You're actually on it all the time. It's just stuff that search engines can't get to, like your email inbox, your online bank account, or your private medical records. But the dark web? Now that's different. It's a very small part of the deep web that's deliberately hidden and built for total anonymity. You can't just stumble upon it. You need special tools to get there.
So how in the world does the dark web keep everyone so anonymous? It's not magic, it's actually some really clever technology. Let's get into the nuts and bolts of how it all works.
The secret sauce is a technique called onion routing. Just think of an onion. Your data gets wrapped up in all these different layers of encryption. As it travels across the network, each computer it stops at, called a node, peels off only one layer. This is brilliant because it means no single computer in that chain knows both where the data came from and where it's ultimately going. Okay, let's trace the journey. It starts on your computer, which is the Tor client. From there, your encrypted data bounces to a random computer called a middle node. That node peels a layer and sends it to another random computer, the exit node. That final node peels the last layer and sends your data to its destination. The website you're visiting only sees the exit node, so your real location and identity stay completely hidden. Pretty clever, right?
Now, to tap into this network, you can't just use your normal browser. You need a special piece of software. And the most famous one is the Tor browser. And you'll know you're in the right place because the websites don't end in .com, they end in .onion. That's your clue that you're navigating a very different part of the web.
This kind of powerful anonymity, well, it creates a world of total extremes. It can be an amazing tool for freedom and protection, but it can also be a playground for criminals. It really is a story of the good and the bad.
On the one hand, anonymity can be a literal lifesaver. Journalists use it to talk to sensitive sources without putting them in danger. Activists living under oppressive governments can use it to organize and share information with the outside world. And you have whistleblowers like Edward Snowden who rely on it to get critical information out. It's really a haven for free expression when you need it most.
But, and it's a huge but, that exact same anonymity also creates a shadow economy. It's infamous for being a marketplace for illegal drugs, fake passports, and stolen credit card numbers. You can find weapons, hackers for hire, and even secure communication channels for terrorist groups. It's the unavoidable dark side of absolute privacy. So, hearing all that, it's clear this is a high-risk environment. If someone were curious enough to explore it, what are the absolute, non-negotiable rules for staying safe? Because here, what you know can absolutely protect you.
All right, your very first line of defense, before you even think about opening Tor, is a VPN. That stands for Virtual Private Network. What it does is encrypt your internet connection and hide what you're doing from your own internet service provider. That way they have no idea you're even connecting to the Tor network in the first place.
The best practice, the way the pros do it, is called Tor over VPN. The name says it all. You connect to your VPN service first, get that protection up, and then you launch the Tor browser. This setup is really the gold standard for adding that extra critical layer of security.
And beyond the tech, it comes down to some common sense rules. First, never, and I mean never, use your real name or any personal details. Second, Always verify your onion links from at least 3 different trusted places to avoid fake sites. Also be aware that in some countries, just using Tor can make you a person of interest to law enforcement. And finally, the simplest rule of all, just don't download anything. It's the #1 way people get their computers infected.
So after all that, what's the big takeaway? Well, the dark web itself isn't good or evil. It's the anonymity it provides that's the powerful tool. And like any tool, it can be used to build or to break. It's the perfect example of a double-edged sword.
You know, this quote from our source really says it all. Tor isn't just a tool, it's a gateway to anonymity, for better or worse. It's this incredible technology that brings out both the best and the worst in people, creating a space where true freedom and incredible danger live right next door to each other.
Hey, if you found this breakdown interesting and learned something new, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support genuinely makes a huge difference and allows us to keep making more of these explainers for you. Thanks for watching.